Today I'll be giving you 15 of the best tips that you need to know in Roblox Frontlines, including 3 bonus tips at the end. All of these tips will cover different gameplay mechanics, movement mechanics, and map spots to help you gain an advantage over the enemy. Before we start, please note that the use of glitches in this video are not bannable, but use them at your own caution. With that said, let's begin. In Frontlines, there are 3 levels of movement when it comes to moving forward. These include walking, running, and tactical sprinting. To engage the tactical sprint feature, first start by holding W to walk forward, but make sure you aren't running. Then quickly double tap shift to engage the tactical sprint. This will allow you to run more than 2 times faster than normal. A pretty hidden mechanic to most, the knife slashing mechanic is a very effective way to kill enemies in close quarters. It can be done with any gun equipped, all you have to do is press V. Interestingly enough, if you have thrown your knife already and then click V, you can use your gun in what would seem to be a gun butting mechanic, but it doesn't actually deal damage. Although Frontlines only has 2 gadgets, the throwing knife and the grenade, they can be extremely effective in your gameplay. If you run out of ammo in your primary, I would encourage you to throw the knife before or as you are pulling out your secondary. This allows for an instant kill if you hit them and gives you some breathing room. For grenades, I highly recommend throwing them often. This allows for another tripwire that your enemy has to avoid and makes them easier to kill if you deal splash damage. The sniper's nest on containment is one of the best vantage points that you can get when playing this map. To get the sniper's nest, you will need to find the wooden boxes that are near the center of the map. If you hop onto them and then turn around, you will see the pipes that allow you to climb onto the sniper's nest. This gives you a 360-degree view of the entire map and is great when paired with either the op or the fix. This mechanic classifies more so as a glitch, so excessive usage of this is not exactly consistent. In the upper right corner of the map containment, you'll find a wall that lies just under a cliff. When jumped on in the right orientation, it will provide you with an extra jump boost. Otherwise, this is still a good spot to use if you're looking to get into the middle of the map faster. Sliding is hands down one of the most useful mechanics in Frontlines. To slide, make sure that you are running or tactical sprinting forward and tap C. This will allow you to slide and gain speed, especially if peeking around corners. It can also allow you to carry extra speed going down stairs or hills and even over large drops. This is a little more advanced of a mechanic, commonly known as jump strafing or jump peeking. It involves sliding just before you reach a corner and then jumping to pop out past the corner and surprise the enemy. It can also contribute to faster movement in general. To do this, use the slide mechanic while tactical sprinting towards a corner. Make sure to do it just before the corner so you can make use of the extra speed. Then, right as you reach the corner, double tap shift again to reset your tactical sprint, simultaneously hitting the spacebar to jump and flicking your camera to point in the assumed direction of the enemy. If you did the mechanic correctly, it should have looked something like this. Gun setups in Frontlines can make or break how well you play. It is super important to consider what you are using for your setup so that it suits your playstyle. If you are interested in any setups for the MP4 or MP5, I have videos that all contain setups for both of these guns. In the future, expect setups for some higher tier guns, but all of that aside, dedicating time to finding the best setup for you is incredibly important. It would be wrong to classify this as a mechanic, so it is more so considered a style of play. This consists of constantly running through enemy spawns to funnel enemies into spawning in a choke point. Essentially, by running through the spawn area, the game will look for any open spawn areas to spawn the enemies, which is exactly what you're trying to trick the game into doing. Hip firing is one of the most overlooked and simple mechanics in Frontlines. All it consists of is not aiming down your sights so that you can get that first shot in before your enemy does. If you are playing a map like Cavalcade that has very close quarters combat 90% of the time, hip firing is one of the most effective ways to peel off enemies. When you first begin Frontlines, most people have a tendency to stay put in the same area, aka camp, and this is one of the fastest ways to get yourself killed. I would highly encourage constantly moving and making your movements unpredictable. This makes it much harder to kill you. Along with that, Always make sure to practice your movement if you have access to a private server. Many people may not even notice, but it's very easy to get hyper fixated on a target and miss the first 20 shots you fired. To mitigate this, I would constantly try and tell yourself to retreat from a fight if you miss the first 20 shots. At that point, it is inevitable you will die and possibly miss the last 10. In any game, not just Frontlines, consistency is the key to playing really good all the time. I included this in the tips video just to make it clear how much it matters in Frontlines, as this is not necessarily a practicable skill, but only comes with time. If you want to work on your consistency though, warming up in a private lobby by just running around and shooting at stationary objects, and even 1v1ing a friend will all improve your consistency. This is a pretty minor tip, but super important to increasing your overall ability to traverse the map in a timely manner. As an example I will use, let's say we are trying to get from the long staircase on launch to the middle of the map. In this case, I will show you the slower route compared to the fastest. This is just an example of how knowing shortcuts to different areas can be very beneficial. Skills are some of the best passive gadgets to use if you want to up your gameplay in Frontlines. I personally use Blood Rush, Killing Frenzy, and Crushing Shots. The skills you use though are all up to your playstyle. This is a pretty useful peek on Cavalcade that can really confuse enemies if they don't see you. To get into this sniper's nest, go out of the large brick building towards the statue common area. You will see two larger wood boxes stacked next to a wooden wall. If you climb up them, it allows you to either sit on the wall and shoot, or drop down and stand on top of a hill to shoot. In Frontlines, multiple maps have the chain link fence. They are most prominent in Factory, where there are two spots that allow you to take major advantage of them. One is outside near the center of the map, and the other is inside that allows you to shoot people in the garage. If you throw a grenade and actually hit an enemy with the thrown object, it will instantly kill them. I hope that you guys enjoyed what will possibly be one of my last videos on the main Frontlines game. Not to worry though, as many of you may know that Maximilian has recently announced their new game, Frontlines Versus, so I will be transitioning to that upon release. It's been a great run, Frontlines community, but for now, Knight signing off.